You're good, Kees. I can hear you.
Welcome to the Take 3 podcast. There are some shenanigans going on beforehand. Like always, let's introduce our panel. Let's start with the Aussie all the way to the left who apparently doesn't care about his mother. How are you doing?
What? I do care about my mother. It's Saturday. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. I'm going to get in so much trouble.
Wow.
Right. Hey, going, guys. Hey, going.
Way to
I
kill the
don't know.
mood.
I'm apparently don't like my mum. Okay.
Evan.
Hi, guys.
Let's throw this over to the only guy on this panel who I don't think likes Lord of the Rings as much as the rest of us. Matthew Kearns, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. What is this, Evan? Are you trying to like take us down or something?
Sorry, hey, wait. And he's also 2 for 2 wrong at the moment because Kearns doesn't like Lord of the Rings. I don't really like Lord of the Rings either, so he's not the only one on the panel.
Evan, how about this? For the rest of introducing the rest of our panel here, just say their names. I'm doing great, by the way. I'm looking really forward to today's show, especially I believe it's probably, are we doing it second half the pitches? I'm looking forward to that. So
First half.
First half.
All
We
right.
have the schedule. All right. Moving on over to Chris. Chris. Yeah, how you doing, Chris?
Oh my, Evan, just Chris, can you please take over and lead the show?
Okay, so, I'm sorry, guys. I'd like to signal a song in Evan's honor. I can see what's happening here.
Oh boy.
You're face to face with greatness, and it's strange. Now,
I'm done.
shut up, Jacob. Put your damn headphones back on, boy. Look,
Just want to say you're welcome. I just had to
now,
song.
yes, this week's been a very interesting week around the Take 3 office. That goes without saying.
Office.
But yes, unlike some harebrained schemes given to us by the Almighty, that being our true Lord and Savior, Mr. Evan DeGraff. But you know,
If he's our Lord and Savior, I think I'm an atheist.
okay. Enough ribbing. I'm good. I've got it out of my system now. I'm good. But I'm fine.
Well, I'm gonna get on it.
Our fan schmodown's done, and I'm waiting for the tournament. So,
Well, I'm gonna get on it and introduce the only man who is in love with green
That's what
aliens
she
on this panel. Kees, how are you doing?
If there's no one watching us live right now, we completely understand.
Jesus Christ. Guys, what the fuck is happening? Honestly, what is happening? I don't even know anymore. Hey, but at least Evan learned one thing. Pick me last, because then we can segue. Because it's all about the branding, right, Evan?
God,
Right?
damn it.
Oh,
So, had to. I know, I had to. But movie news, guys. Blade Runner 2049 trailer. I loved it. It was awesome. Chris, you do too, I think.
pull out the shades.
Oh, what? What? No!
Oh, the way you
What's wrong
yawned,
with
it
you?
seems like you didn't like it.
No, dude, are you kidding me? I freaking love this
Oh,
trailer.
thank God.
Because, again, am I the biggest fan of the original film? Well, not really, because I was late to the party on that one.
Not funny.
But, no, yes, I was saying, no, please, all across the board, give me your greatest Jacob facepalm. But, I'm not gonna lie, Evans is pretty good. I like that. Okay. No, this was a great trailer. It gave me a little bit of the story, but it gave me almost nothing though simultaneously. Which, to be honest, for a film like this, I want that. I don't want to know what's going on in this universe, in this world, what's going on at the moment. And Jared Leto, look, everyone gives him shit. I don't know why, because I love him as a musician, I love him as an actor, and this is a perfect role for him. So. Yeah.
Segue it to someone.
Oh, fine. Jesus fucking Christ. Jacob.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just gonna before I get yelled at. Okay, look, I didn't think it was that good of a trailer. I thought it was. I'm not looking forward to this movie. There's just something about it that I am just not looking forward to.
Grouch.
Oh, shut up. No, like, okay, you trust me, Nick. You'll see me geek out in a minute. But okay, I thought the cinematography was gorgeous, like absolutely beautiful. Roger Deakins' cinematography just is, it's incredible. But there's something about this universe that I'm not into. I don't know. I can't get into the first movie. I'm not into this. So yeah. Evan, what do you think?
I chose not to see it because I haven't seen the first Blade Runner, so I'm gonna watch the trailer once I see the first Blade Runner.
Well, get on it.
And then I'll see it. Chris, you want to take a shot?
Wait,
I already spoke.
Chris,
no.
A shot, because he said get on it.
We're not drinking tonight.
Yeah, but Kearns, what do you think?
I loved the trailer because Blade Runner is one of my favorite films of all time. As I believe I said on this week's Between the Zones, I'm one of the only people who's seen every single cut of this film. I love it that much that I sat through every single cut of this film. Evan, what are you doing? See this movie, please. I thought
This weekend.
the thing I'm gonna go off of Jared Leto. I think it's great. I'm really, really glad that he's playing a replicant, because if he was anything else in this movie than a replicant, I would have questioned every choice in this movie, because I love you, Jared, but there are times in interviews that your brain looks like it's somewhere else, like it's processing. So, I mean, I loved Harrison Ford in the movie. Of course, he's my favorite actor of all time. Deckard is one of my favorite characters he's ever played, and so I like to see that he still is kind of the badass we knew, and I'm interested with Ryan Gosling and seeing, like, I like Chris had said, I'm glad that this did not. If we got no more trailers beyond this, I'd be happy with that, because I now understand, okay, where Ryan Gosling is, sort of where Deckard is, and I just hate this movie now. Jacob, I don't think I've ever disagreed with you on anything more than this right here.
Oh, I think there are a few more things if we ever. But
Well, later today we'll disagree on things.
All right. The other thing that Jacob is probably going to fanboy about, The Irishman by Martin Scorsese. I'm not the biggest Scorsese fan, so I'm not that excited about this, but Jacob apparently is, so tell us about this.
Okay, so 2019. Okay, hey, I have to go through this. In 2019, we are getting Wicked, Frozen 2, Godzilla 2, Captain Marvel, Fast 9, the Lion King remake, Spider-Man Homecoming 2, the fourth Avengers movie, and Star Wars Episode 9.
And Mary Poppins Returns too, right?
No, that's next year.
Duh!
And there is not a film that I am more excited for out of all those lists than The Irishman. Holy shit. We are getting De Niro, Pacino. Joe fucking Pesci is coming back into acting. And Harvey Keitel.
Yes!
All directed by Martin Scorsese for a Netflix movie. I'm 100% in. Oh my God, this movie can't come quick enough. I'm pissed that it's 2019 and they're announcing it now. I don't want to wait 2 years. I want it tomorrow. Hurry up.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure the world's going to be over by then, because President Trump will declare war on everyone, and the world's just going to be over. And, well, hey, the good news is, hopefully I won't, die alone. But, hey, it is what it is. But back to the actual news. Scorsese with Pacino, De Niro, Keitel, Pesci. I need new pants. I need new pants because there's a mixture of something. I don't know what it is, but it feels good. Kees, I know you're not a fan of this stuff, but
Yes, I like it.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna be the dick that other people on the internet are saying that you're wrong to have your opinion. I'm like, it's good that a lot of people like Scorsese. I just don't. But Matt, no, wait, not Matt. Evan, I wonder, have you ever seen a Scorsese movie?
Yeah, I've seen
Sorry.
Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of Wall Street. But
Evan, how'd you see
You
that?
were
You're not
allowed
old enough for that movie?
yeah, I've seen boobs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's called the internet. Yeah, Evan,
big
you would never have a
boys.
5-year-old with an
Guys,
iPad.
guys, just let him talk.
Okay, but I'm gonna turn the story into a different direction. It's being released on Netflix. This is huge. And I mean huge. This is
Phrasing. Sorry.
God damn it.
this is huge. The opposite of the size of Case's penis. Not huge.
Whoa!
Whoa! Okay.
The line must be drawn
Guys.
here, not cross it.
Okay.
Shut
let's
up,
finish the
Wesley.
movie. It's really big right now. That's going on Netflix because that's really important for streaming services, and it's really showing the development of how media is being released. So yeah, those are my 2 cents. Where did
Kearns,
Case
try to
go?
save this.
I'll take it over. Let me just. I get what you're saying with the Netflix thing, but I think Manchester by the Sea already, because it was an Amazon production. I know
But
it didn't go immediately.
it
was
released,
very,
though.
okay, Evan. Okay, I was just.
But I'm saying it's releasing in Netflix.
Okay. Now, getting as probably, I mean, I'm not sure. As maybe the only Irishman on this whole panel. I mean, come on, man. The only thing that can make me happier is if Scorsese threw Ray Liotta a bone and gave him a bit part in this. If Ray Liotta pops up in this, I'm gonna be happy. But I mean, Joe Pesci. I just watched Heat earlier this week, and just to know that there's going to be another movie with those two guys in it, with Joe Pesci and Harvey Keitel directed. What?
Righteous kill.
I didn't know that.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't mention that piece of shit.
Directed by Martin Scorsese. This just makes me so happy. I'm like Jacob. I want to turn on my Netflix tomorrow and have this movie sitting there because I don't think I can wait until this movie. Oh,
I'm
God.
really terrified that Case is about to get into the camera frame and whip out his dick to prove it's huge.
I like
I am terrified right now.
I am too. I don't know what the hell that was. Guys.
Case, I believe that was called a burn. Would you like some ointment for it?
Nah.
How about we move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's move on to box office.
All
Right.
right. What else do we have?
Sure.
Yeah, what are we waiting
All right.
for? No,
Well, I
no.
had like 4 more news stories, but sure.
All right, let's move on to the box office.
Thank you.
This is because you guys just keep on droning on about bullshit news stories. I'm sorry.
What? The fuck?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
Wrong.
So this weekend we have King Arthur, Legend of the Sword by Guy Ritchie, and Snatched, some piece of crap film with what's her name that I've just totally blanked on her
Amy
name.
Oliver.
And
Goldie
Amy-
Hawn.
That one, yeah. That's
Wait,
both
who
open
won?
this weekend.
Last
Huh?
week. Who won last week?
I got no idea. We never
You
do
did.
who wins last week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Evan
No, I'm
won.
pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure
No.
I did.
No, Evan won.
I had Beauty and
Oh.
the Beast.
Of course, Evan won because that's what he was talking about. That's
Anyway.
why he wants to talk about who won.
anyway.
Evan, you won.
Congratulations, Evan. Yay.
I got closest
All right.
to Guardians weekend earnings.
No, I did. I had 145. No, I had
No,
135.
I had
No,
145.
Yep.
Anyway,
Fuck.
all right. Anyway, moving on. Top 5 this week. How much will Guardians make in its second week?
No. King Arthur and Snatch numbers.
Okay, how much will
Okay.
King Arthur make in its opening weekend?
Jeez, Case. This is Jacob's part.
All
You're
right.
so-
Okay.
Look,
Chris,
you should
We're
stop.
already off the rails, so let's just chill.
Chris, you start.
Fine. Apparently a couple of dumbasses are drag racing down my road. Okay, sorry about that. Well, hey, they're more focused than we are. So, okay, my number 5, I have Boss Baby. At number 4, I have Fate of the Furious. At number 3, I have Snatched. At number 2, I have fucking King Arthur. And number 1, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. My tiebreaker, I'm putting King Arthur makes 17.6 million. Kearns.
Yeah, my list is actually just the same as yours. I think this is where we see now, even though I haven't heard really that many good things about Snatch, and I haven't really heard what the reception of King Arthur is. I still think they're going to make them.
Shit.
I
Yeah.
still think they're going to make the money just because they're new. I think everyone who wanted to see Fast and Furious, they've seen it, so I feel like it's going to peter out. And Guardians is still going to be number 1. So we're talking about how much is King Arthur going to make?
Yep. How much will King Arthur make?
120.
What?
What?
20 million in the
What?
opening
100?
weekend?
What? I don't know. I just random. I know it's a
Let's
bold
just go,
move, Cotton.
All right, 120 million opening weekend. Evan,
I
how
just
much is-
randomly chose a number. I suck at box office, guys.
how much is King? Sorry, what's your list?
All right. Number 1, I have Snatched. Oh, no, not 1.
Huh?
Hold on.
What?
What?
I made a mistake.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Okay.
And I'm not
Number
saying
1.
120 million was nuts.
Well, I mean, it was.
120 million is nuts, though.
Number 1, I have Guardians.
Randomly chose a number.
Number 2, I have Snatched. Number 3, King Arthur. Number 4, Fate of the Furious. And number 5, Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast has never beaten Boss Baby.
It's going to this weekend. Hey, quit judging, Case.
I'm not judging. I'm just
We're
King Arthur
silently.
is going to be making 22 million opening weekend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go next. I've got number 5 as Boss Baby. I got number 4 as Fate of the Furious. Number 3, King Arthur. Number 2, Snatched. And number 1, Guardians. I think you're all forgetting that Mother's Day is on Sunday.
Yeah,
Not me.
that's right. I really hope my mom is not the type of person who wants to see a movie called Snatched.
Also,
not
I
gonna
think
catch
Guardians also makes 21 million this weekend.
Wait,
Oh, sorry,
Guardians?
King Arthur makes 21 million.
Wow, you
retract my 100 and say 20 million.
I said 22. Jacob said 21. What a freaking Australian.
he just prices right at you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Uh,
price this right, Jacob. I'm gonna say King Arthur makes 20 million.
I'll agree with
And-
Keith, 'cause I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Guardians, you can't do that because we have the same top 5 then. By the way, Guardians Volume 2 at 1, King Arthur at 2, Snatch at 3, Fate of the Furious at 4, and Boss Baby at 5. So that
All right.
All right.
Okay. So now I think we're gonna come on to something we haven't done in a while, which was we're gonna pitch something. We're gonna pitch a movie because King Arthur: Legend of the Sword came out this week, and it's been a while since we've had a decent looking fantasy movie. I can't say much more than that, but so Kearns, Jacob, Evan, you got a pitch too, or?
Yeah, I'm making a pitch.
Oh, I'm scared. Evan and I, we're all going to be pitching a fantasy movie to our judge, the ever venerable Kees Cornelesa.
You ever happy?
Yes. He is our Ken Knapsack. He is the guy who has to take our pitch and decide who wins. So, yeah, this should be a
I'm
fun time.
going last. Dibs on going last.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Jacob or Kearns, either you want to go first?
I can go first if you want.
All right.
All right.
Kearns, you're up.
All right. So, is there like a time limit, or do we just go
Go.
until we
Just go.
just go? Okay. So my fantasy movie, it's about this character, Harrison Dula, and she and her co-pilot, Kees, and their journeys on the ghost. No. Hey, sometimes you gotta play to the judge. I killed Kees.
I know that's not, and thank God.
I'm screwed if that is.
Oh my God. Okay, so my real pitch.
Keep going.
Okay, so my real pitch is
God damn it!
Sorry. Off the rails. Okay, so my real pitch is my movie is going to be a classic like ancient Greek sort of myth story, kind of like the original Clash of the Titans, Jason and the Argonauts, these classic films. So the basic plot is the hero, Jason, not of the Argonauts, just same name. He wishes to marry Princess Isabella, but in a deal set up by the gods, the only person who can marry the princess has to be true of heart, has to be a worthy person. And the only way to prove the worth is the hero must defeat challenges set up by the god Hades. Because basically, in my story, Hades has not been banished to the underworld yet. The gods used to rule all of Earth, and they used to live there until they decided to let the humans run it while they lived in Mount Olympus. Hades wants to take over Earth again. But unbeknownst to our heroes, is Hades just using this as a way to get rid of the villains, because he's basically convinced the gods that, listen, none of these humans are worthy, we need to just wipe them out and rule the earth. And so by doing this sort of challenges, it will pull out the worthiest human, and sort of Hades can just sort of kill them off. Hold on, okay, so along the journey, Jason, he meets a lot of just interesting characters, kind of the classic sort of ancient Greek myth characters, half horse, half, centaurs and stuff like that, while fighting different monsters. There's a lot of great old school action scenes that we don't really see anymore. But by the end, the hero is confronted by Hades with a choice. He can run away with Isabella, but in doing so, he leaves the village. Basically, he has to leave the village, which basically allow Hades to sort of take it over. And because this is a movie, like, our hero is a real guy, he actually thinks about doing it. Because he's gone through all of his crap, just get with her. And he's like, oh, okay. But of course, he's our hero, so he goes back. He defeats the beast set up by Hades. The gods see that there is still good amongst humanity, that they don't need to rule it. Zeus finds out the whole plot set up by Hades, banishes him to the underworld because it could possibly set up a sequel. And Jason gets to marry Isabella, and it's a classic old school tale that we don't really see in the movies anymore that we need to.
Why does that sound like if Anakin were to actually never go to the dark side?
What?
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, actually, it does kind of sound like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't really writing it with Star Wars in mind, actually. So.
All right.
According to Guardians of the Galaxy, it's in your heart.
Shut up, Wesley.
We'll get into that later.
All right.
That's what he said.
All right. Let me just set the scene. We pan down.
Australia, having a few beers with your mates after a hard day at work.
Shut up, Evan.
Evan, let him talk.
Mine is based off a existing IP, so I have to buy the rights, but you'll get them. Yeah, it's easy. But we pan down on a village, and we go through this wonderful green village. Looks very much like Hobbiton, but it's not. Go through up into a treehouse where we see that we've been following a fairy, and it lands on top of a little boy, and that little boy is Link. I am doing Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Now, it will follow very much the same story. However, the big difference I'm doing at the moment is when he's a child, that's going to be very short. That's going to be the start from like for about the first 15 minutes of the movie, and then when he goes into and becomes an adult 7 years later, the film is about him trying to find the relics. That is what that is what I'm going to make this movie about. Now, I have a director. I think Freddy Alvarez will be a very good director for this movie.
What's his first name again?
I have no idea. Fede
Fede.
Alvarez, yes.
Fede
You said
Alvarez.
Freddy Alvarez.
Eddie, shut up. All right. Anyway, Fede Alvarez, I think, will be an awesome choice as director for this because he can. I think we need a little bit of a horror element to a degree in parts of this movie. So,
since they did that in the game so perfectly.
Yes. Now, as Ganondorf, I have Stephen Lang. Who I think would actually be a really cool Ganondorf. Now, I think it depends on how you decide to do Ganondorf. Do you either make him Ganondorf from the games, or do you make him a seducing elf? Not elf, sorry, but like a seducing someone who doesn't just use brute strength to get the power. I think Ganondorf, you do need someone with brute strength, and that's why I think Stephen Lang will be better. As Link, I have Dylan Miniet. God, how the fuck do you say that last name? Anyway, yeah, he was also in Don't Breathe, and he was in 13 Reasons Why. The reason I've picked him is because I think Link, he needs someone with a blank face, and Dylan is a really good actor, but he has that. He looks like a child in an adult's body, and I think that kind of you need for Link. And as Zelda, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, but I actually think Haley Steinfeld as Zelda would be a smart idea because she can be a badass and she's young enough.
I'm waiting for someone to say that's a bad idea.
Yeah, waiting.
I didn't.
Okay, so I've heard enough. Chris.
Were we supposed to cast? I didn't know that.
No.
It's more so if you just wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Some people like to put effort into that kind of crap. Chris.
Okay. So kind of like Jacob's Mind is also based off an IP, which would be a bitch to buy the rights to because it's one of those popular shows on the BBC. It's beloved all over the world. But
Who?
mine is a film based on the world of Doctor Who.
Who?
Oh, shut up, Evan.
Not funny.
So this is the setup. So the current Doctor, Peter Capaldi, he's on some, he's just out with his companion, a young roguish male he picked up from a war zone. And as they're going about their daily lives, the Doctor is shot and he regenerates. This regeneration becomes a harsher, meaner, but all the more wise-ass kind of man. He's also more reckless, but he's also more brave. Their decisions that involve a prophecy that is spoken to the Doctor before he is shot. Their quest leads them to finding the Doctor's daughter and an old flame. So now the race is on to solve the prophecy, save the Doctor's daughter, and figure out who the hell is behind all this. I call it Doctor Who, Rise of the Valeyard.
Cool.
If I was to do casting, the new Doctor would be played by shit. See, I'm not gonna lie. This is where Jacob's mind just fucking can get mine because I can't do this kind of stuff on my head. So, I do have a director though, Scott Derrickson, the director of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Scott Derrickson directed.
All right, Evan.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to my pitch of the best Swords and Sandals movie to come out of
Fantasy.
freaking time. This is gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really great. Let's just jump right into it. So I'm buying rights for this one too, but they're gonna be very cheap, very inexpensive. I'm buying the Magic Treehouse rights. A very
The what?
the Magic
Magic
Treehouse books, the very young adult books. They are they're an easy read. All kids are accessible to them, but they have a lot of heart to their stories. Later on in the series, Jack and Annie encounter this guy named Merlin, and he's a wizard, and he was the one who was able to take them in the Magic Treehouse from places from the Jurassic era. They could travel to being in the sea, going on really cool missions and things like that. That's what the whole book is. That's what the whole series is based about. The Magic Treehouse traveling Jack and Annie to different places. And now we're later on in the series where we can cast older actresses and actors to play younger roles. Like for example, Emma Watson, I think would be a terrific Annie, as she is brave and kind of capture that spirit of who she is. And then I would also want Edgerton to play Jack. I think they could bounce back really good together. But here's the whole aspect. So I also have Merlin being Lawrence Fishburne. Yes, a black man is going to be playing Merlin, but you can see that because he's very strict. But he's also wise at the same time. And whenever I mentioned his character in the Matrix, that's how he is. So here's how the movie is going to work. Jack and Annie wake up one day. They're about to go to high school. They're pissed at each other. All of a sudden, they see something going on in the Magic Treehouse. They climb up it. All of a sudden, they're warped over to the castle with Merlin. Merlin's just talking some BS with them. They're like, "What's going on? What are we doing?" And then they go, "All right, you guys are going to, back into the time where wars were fought hand to hand, sword to sword, very bloody." And they're like, "Wait, why? Where were they going?" And all of a sudden, they're there. They're mid-war. Their outfits on. They don't know what side they're fighting for, but they're defending their life. Right before they each die, because they have no clue what they're doing, they get zapped back to Merlin's house and to his castle, and it goes back and forth like that, to the point where Jack and Annie finally learn how to adapt to their culture, to the swords and sandals culture back in the time, and actually win a war with a group that feels like a family kind of sort, and they learn how to adapt to the soldier culture. This is what we need to do. And that's kind of what it's all about, is Jack and Annie maturing, and that would be their character arc, actually being able to adopt to a new culture, to a new environment that they're not used to. Magic Treehouse, Swords and Sandals. Go see.
Can I just, before you do, I have my director and my actors.
No.
Oh wait, and Robert Zemeckis is directing it, by the way.
And by the way, I'm hearing myself through someone. I don't know who.
I think Evan. Yeah, we're not wearing headphones.
Yeah. Okay. So that. Here's the thing. 3 of these ideas are fucking terrible, and one is actually good. At least in my opinion. Because first of all, Matt starts off with something that sounds exactly like Gods of Egypt. It's cliched. It's another hero and love story with a fucking princess that I don't give a shit about. It's too cliched.
Sorry, mine's the only original plot here.
It's not original. It's been done to death in this genre and in other genres. I'm sorry. Ouch. You're out. Bad idea. Then Jacob comes. First of all, he begins with rights issues. That's going to be a big issue. Second of all, you say it's an adaptation of a video game. When has that ever worked? Oh, wait, never. And then you say Fede Alvarez, and I'm like, he's a horror director. I don't like horror. You're out. Bad idea. Then I actually heard the one thing that I wanted to see, which was Chris. I was like, rights issues may be an issue, but then I was like, Doctor Who, I don't know, Doctor Who. But what he pitched is like, now that's something I want to see. And like Scott Derrickson directing, I can see that. I want to see that. Only thing is,
he comes from a horror background.
No. Okay, fair point.
Yeah. Sorry, kick me out because of a horror director.
No, well, the thing is, at least I've seen Scott Derrickson do something else than horror. The title
was this close to getting Batman.
what?
Anyway,
Anyway, Chris definitely had the best pitch, the one thing that I would want to see. And then Evan comes in with something that initially is swords and sandals and then doesn't go swords and sandals at the end. Merlin is in there. How many adaptations of Merlin have we seen on screen? It's totally way too inconsistent because
Have you seen a Black Merlin?
No, but like honestly, Lawrence Fishburne as Merlin is like the worst casting ever.
What?
Yeah, he is.
I would disagree with that.
And it's extremely tonally inconsistent. You start off being fun for kids, and you go to a war zone. It's like, what happened? Come on, can you keep?
it's kind of like Rogue One.
Like, can you keep the tone? Yeah, it's a little like Rogue One.
The tone's
also
consistent
has
in Rogue
its
One. I'm sorry.
And so yeah, we had 3 terrible ideas and one thing that I actually liked, in my opinion. But I'm a biased judge, so yes, of course. Actually, the thing that I would want to see was the thing that Matt started with, but he didn't continue that. But hey, you know what? I have that written fan fiction somewhere that you guys will never see. Moving on to the next news story.
Well, we only have 5 more minutes left of this have to go. So let's just, why not? We're all here together. We knew this was going to happen. So let's just talk about the Family Trivia Schmodown, where we're
Save
at.
that for the end.
No, save that for the end.
Yeah,
Just
save
go
that
to
for the
the
end.
We could just take an early break. It's not that big of a
Yeah,
deal.
dude, there's nothing wrong with having a short show. I'm
Yeah.
down with it. That way I can go to the bar earlier.
Oh, that's so depressing.
I'm
But we'll be
meeting
back-
with friends, you dick.
We'll be back in 5 minutes at 9:15.
friends.
We will be back.
Nobody
See you guys
likes
later.
you.
Bye-bye. We'll be back with Guardians of the Galaxy spoiler discussion.
Hello.
And we're back, and we're waiting for everyone to pop in. They come in one by one. It's a takeover, and they're killing everyone. And Evan is nowhere to be found. Oh, well. That's fine.
So much for our host.
Well, we all know that, I started running the show anyway.
Come on, Evan. I want to rip into Guardians of the Galaxy and get yelled at
And
on
I
the
want to
internet.
sort of defend it, but also rip into it. Because there were a
And
lot of
I'm
things.
gonna be yet again
Look.
the only one defending my opinion. That's differing from your guys in a lot of ways.
That's fine. That's fine. So, okay. Hey, guys. Welcome back. So now we're going to get to the second half of our show, which is going to
I'm
be
here.
a very tight, focused, pretty much just doing one thing. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
We all know
So-
that ain't gonna happen.
We've all seen it now, and look, and you guys have all had a chance to see it. So if you haven't seen it yet, well, then I'm sorry. We're about to spoil the living fuck out of it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, hang on one sec. Spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yondu dies. Cool. Okay. We've spoiled the movie. You know what? So if you haven't seen it, sorry, you can stay now because we're
Spoilers.
It.
Lawrence Fishburne was Merlin in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Wow. Okay. Now, and yes. So we're gonna go to the King of the Salt, that being Kees.
No.
Talk us through some of the stuff that you don't like about this movie.
What I didn't like about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Let's get the negatives out of the way first, and then let's focus on the
Negatives.
positives.
There are quite some negatives. I think that actually Jacob would be the best to sum it all up.
Yeah.
Because I can totally see all the negatives that he has with this movie and all the negatives that everyone has with this movie. The soundtrack is not memorable. The score is terrible. CGI sometimes is terrible. The pacing is all over the place. The editing is all over the place. Yeah, it has a lot of issues actually. Even though I did like it, in the end, it just wasn't what I wanted it to be, and I was disappointed in the end. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
That's a good place to start. Kearns, let's get some of this. Is there something that you didn't like? Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, I didn't like the gold people. I get why they were there watching the end credit sequence, but they were kind of just there to start off the plot, and they didn't really stay through the whole thing. Like, they weren't really worked in like they could have been.
No.
All right, Evan, take us through the negatives.
So I saw it twice. I think I'm the only one here to see it twice.
No, I've seen it twice.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
surprising. There was one song that I think should have been in there. I know I'm being really nitpicky, but it was the scene where Yondu and Rocket are just lighting that place up. I don't know my old music that well, but when I first heard that guitar come in, I thought I was hearing Dream On by Aerosmith, and I thought that would have been fantastic.
I thought you were about to say Cats in the Cradle for the ending scene with Yondu and Star-Lord.
No.
Oh shit!
That could've been
Oh, Kearns, that would have actually been useful, and that would have ripped my goddamn heart out.
So,
But-
soundtrack-wise, I feel like there's a lot of teases for a lot of popular songs, but they just ended up being songs that we don't really know. Which I don't know if that's fair to Guardians of the Galaxy, but I feel like in that first song, in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, we knew a lot of the songs going into it. Like, I knew there ain't no mountain high enough. I knew that. I knew Ooga Shaka, Ooga Shaka. I knew Hooked on a Feeling. I knew, I knew the Jackson 5 song at the end. I knew songs out of that soundtrack. I didn't know songs. I didn't know any of them. And is that my fault as a fan of good music? Probably. But
Wait,
what?
Oh, and we don't have Case's audio.
oh,
Oh, he's
No,
back.
we've got you. We've got you. You're back.
okay.
And I see the issues with the story. I don't necessarily agree with them. Where I think it lacks the most was Ego's arc. I thought he was a decent villain. I just don't like the arc that his character took, if that makes sense. And then I hated the relationship between Gamora and Nebula. Those were the weakest parts of the movie for me.
What?
I thought their arc was horrible. Everything else I was happy with.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, because I'm saving the best of the negatives for last, so I'm gonna go mine now. I'm with him on Gamora and Nebula. Look, I liked them individually, but the way their stories were supposed to intertwine, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it for a goddamn second. And now, okay, this is where I'm really conflicted, because I love that Yondu's crew turns on him. I hate that they were led by a guy literally called Taserface, and I'm glad they made fun of that because they needed to, because that was fucking ridiculous.
It was.
But
And I'm once again hearing Chris talk through someone's audio. I don't know who.
well, anyway. The other thing that I really do have to say, because the score itself was actually pretty decent, but
It was
the soundtrack
is the exact same as the first one. There was no difference.
Oh yeah, but again, the first one was really good, and it was fine. Because I'm not that big a fan of the original in terms of the score. I thought the score was fine. I thought this one was fine because it was the same score. But the soundtrack, while it had a lot of great songs, they were just misused, because every time I heard The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, one of my favorite songs of all time, it wrecked. It wrecked the moment. Because it didn't fit. Both times it didn't fit. When they played Brandy, the song that Ego and Starlord talk about.
Oh, that one.
Why that song? Why is that the conversation starter?
That was the best used song.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was far from. It was a just awful use of a great track. But it is what it is. So now, Jacob, rip this movie a new one.
Okay.
He's been getting ready.
Okay. I didn't despise. This isn't the worst movie I've ever seen. This isn't like, oh my god, I'll never see this movie again. It's horrific. Like, please do not believe that. Like, I wasn't completely against this movie. I will have quite a few positives to say when we get to that section. If anything, I think Kees is the one who hated the movie the most. But that being said,
We'll see.
there were a lot of issues. I had issues with the way that Baby Groot, to me, was the most useless and pointless character in the whole movie, and he was there because he is literally a marketing gimmick.
I disagree.
That whole you disagree. That whole opening, what to the movie does that opening credits add? What does that tell you about any of the characters? Does that opening title credits tell you?
Well, Jacob, they were trying to be different because it was inventive and creative and an awful use of Mr. Blue Sky by ELO. I'm sorry, James. You should be ashamed of yourself.
No.
Okay, Evan, no. Okay, but compare that to the first Guardians. Instantly, that song was recognizable and memorable.
I agree.
2, it showed everything about Star-Lord as a character. You instantly knew this was Star-Lord. You knew everything. This one didn't tell me anything about Baby Groot that I didn't know already.
Jacob, can I just fight that for a second? What did you learn about Star-Lord in that opening dance sequence?
That he's cocky, that this isn't going, and it showed you that this isn't going to be your typical space movie, that you've got this guy who's going to be a smartass dancing through and grabbing a monster and using it as a microphone.
Okay.
Like,
no, that's fine.
showed
No, I agree with you. I just wanted you to like explain it so people can understand.
It was the scene was used to show character. It wasn't used as a, hey, let's relive 2 jokes from the previous movie and then just try and sell dancing baby Groots to people later. Like, and that was my problem. It was so cynical. And then, like, okay, Drax was cool. I didn't like the fact that the story doesn't actually take off until about an hour into the movie. I didn't like the fact that you could see Ergo was the villain from the second he landed. It's like, oh, he's the villain of the movie. Cool. Okay.
Disagree.
There was just massive problems I had in terms of just, I didn't, and also, sorry, Yondu's death was well done, but it didn't, I should have been crying and I didn't. Like, it should have been one of those moments that was
I thought that was the
devastating,
highlight of
and
the
it
film.
wasn't. No, okay. I'll give you, it's the highlight of the film because it's the only good thing in the movie to me that really, really worked. But I also thought the post-credit scenes were all terrible.
Yeah, I
didn't
agree.
like a single one of them. They were all
The Groot
useless.
one was cool. The Groot one was cool.
The one where Groot's a teenager was okay. If there was something of substantial of substance in those post-credit scenes, and if that was the joke one, and then they had one that's linked up to Avengers, okay, cool. The Groot one's funny, but
I agree.
They did. The Adam Warlock.
They added Warlock.
That wasn't obvious, though.
This movie should not yet set up Infinity War. That's Thor Ragnarok.
The next movie, but no, okay, but that is the Guardians' next movie.
At least tell us what's going on with the Power Stone. Tell us what's going on with the Power Stone.
Okay, anyway, but also,
Endar.
Ergo was a terrible villain. Sorry, he was. I don't see why people are going, he was an awesome villain. No, he wasn't. Sorry, what did he do? What is there about his character that isn't the same as every other Marvel villain that we've ever had? There is no difference. I just did not like that this film was basically so insignificant to the larger MCU. And that's where this has a problem. And it was so cynical. It was so, hey, everything I thought that the first Guardians would be, everything bad about the first Guardians that I thought when going into the trailer, okay, this is going to be too out there. It's going to try too hard. It's not going to land. It's not going to be relevant enough. This movie did. It was, hey, all right, Marvel took back James Gunn in the first movie. They went, okay, we need to scale it back a little. This one, they went too far, and to me, they went too far.
Woo! All right. So, okay. All fair points. And obviously there's some point of contention. There are some things we can agree on, things we can disagree on. But hey, you know what? That's the point of a discussion. That's the point of us talking about our thoughts. And now we come to happy times. Let's actually talk about the really good things about this movie. Because in my opinion, honestly, there actually were. Chief among them was the performances. The actual performances given in the film. Particularly, at least for me, Michael Rooker as Yondu. Oh my God. The fact that I didn't care about Yondu in the first film. I didn't. But I actually came around on him in this one. And I thoroughly enjoyed the character. Was he the best written? Of course not, because unfortunately, MCU movies do still have a little trouble in the writing department. But again, this guy was having too much fun. Too much fun with this film. I mean, shit. One of the best moments in the film. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I loved that. That was I was seriously laughing hard for like 30 seconds. And one other performance I do want to highlight that I thought was gonna be a total waste. Stallone. He fit right in. I'm serious. I saw the character and I didn't see. I mean, of course, I could kind of see Sylvester Stallone because he's Sylvester Stallone. But he fit that universe. It was between the costumes, between the way that he acted. I thought he was just some captain of the Ravagers, and it was awesome. So, Kearns, start, please. Dude, I know you love this movie. Get into it.
I really love this movie. You know what? How about I just start with this? I can get the screams from probably Kees and Jacob. This is in my top 5 MCU movies. Now, I
Whoa.
am not the biggest MCU fan. I have no problem hiding that. I preferred this movie to Civil War last year, okay? Put it out there. Oh, Evan, I apologize. No, you're right. MCU is so good. So that affects my viewing of these movies
Matt,
differently
just
because
relax, please. You're allowed
stuff
your opinion, okay?
no, I'm just explaining. So that may affect like what Jacob was saying was a great point. How this film does not have that big of effect on the entire universe. So that doesn't bother me because I don't really care about the entire universe. The thing about this movie that now I admit there are problems. Like I said, the gold people, I get they're there because they have to have the batteries to start to have the plot start somewhere. That way you can meet Ego because without that, but the thing that and I also agree, even though I did like the sequence, I agree with you, Jacob. The first film had a much better opening sequence that introduced the character. I agree with you totally on that. The thing that worked about this movie for me was the characters. Star-Lord Peter Quill is my favorite MCU character. They did what I wanted to do, which was every character felt like they had grown from the last movie, and I love that. And I love that now because the problem with the first movie was it was a classic team up movie where it's like they have to spend the first half of the movie getting to know each other, not liking each other, then kind of having to work together, and then by the end they're a team. Now they're just the team, and they're a family, and you get that sense, and I love that. And maybe it's just because I'm biased, but I loved Kurt Russell in this movie. It's most likely the actor over the character. I can agree with that. I'll show my bias out there. I love Kurt Russell. Is he the greatest Marvel villain ever? No, but Marvel does not have that many great villains.
I'll argue none.
I enjoyed his interactions. I believed he could be Chris Pratt's father. That was important to me. I believed he could be Chris Pratt's dad. And we're able to talk spoilers. I genuinely feel bad for Peter Quill when Ego says, almost nonchalantly, like he doesn't give a shit, yeah, that's why I had to put that tumor in your mother's head. To realize that the thing that started our character's journey in the last film was all because of his father, and then the relationship with Yondu, which is fantastic. I loved Michael Rooker in this movie, and that it sucked because I kind of could tell with that scene with Sloane, even though it was really good, I could kind of tell that Yondu was going to die over in this movie or in the next one, because you usually don't have a scene where you're like, this is never going to happen when you die. You usually kill off the character to show that it changed, but I just love this movie too much. Is it better than the first one? No. The first one is superior to this one, but this one just worked to me. I just loved it. Evan, you're probably the most next to me, the most positive on this film.
Yeah.
I think.
I saw it first time, gave it a 6 out of 10, barely fresh. Saw it a second time because I was extremely conflicted the first time. I had no clue what to think about it. It's a 7.5 for me now. As probably either the first or the second biggest Marvel fanboy, either behind Case or in front of Case. We'll have that discussion at another time.
I think you're more a fanboy because you don't really think the MCU has bad movies.
I don't think they've made a bad movie, but that's a different discussion.
Exactly. You're the fanboy.
Yeah, you're more of a fanboy.
I'm willing to recognize it though. I think for me, when I saw, I think a performance that's flying under everybody's wing is Bradley Cooper as Rocket. Oh my God, he was really good. I think for me,
personally,
if the story centered around Rocket and Yondu and Groot with them too was probably the best part of Guardians of the Galaxy for me. That and Chris Pratt and Star-Lord's arc. That for me was the best part of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Just the fact that the more you reveal about one character, you reveal about another. And I love that type of storytelling where we learn more about Rocket and then we learn more about Yondu and how they came through. And then what happened to Yondu affected Star-Lord. And I really enjoyed that. Seeing the facts that Yondu actually the whole time wanted to protect Star-Lord, but he didn't. Yondu's ego was too big to tell him that. And the fact that they finished that arc and actually showed, you had that moment of levity between Star-Lord and Yondu. The second Yondu's about to die, really brought some ground to Chris Pratt's character of who he is, Peter Quill, and just all that. And I honestly, Drax. People were complaining that we didn't see any more of Drax the Destroyer. I'll tell you this. Yes, he is Drax the Destroyer. But if you notice, his first movie arc is him becoming somebody new. And we saw that somebody new in this new movie. Now, could they have completed it a little bit more? Maybe. But I feel like he was that stable man throughout the whole movie that we needed because there were so many unstable characters that were written to be unstable. We needed somebody to keep us through the story. And Drax, I think, was the perfect character to do that. I think they did a good job with it. Let me get to ego. This is where I'm still super conflicted. I couldn't call it from left field that he was evil. I should have, but I didn't. I liked the building that he had with Chris Pratt. The facts that Peter Quill was buying into the facts that Ego was his dad at a certain time. The second they started playing catch with the energy ball, I bought that relationship. And then I bought once he turned that Ego had a goal, but still had that little heart for Peter Quill. I bought that, but I just don't like the way how it was written out to be. I think Kurt Russell did well in his performance, and I enjoyed that. But nothing else but the characters of Rocket and Yondu were, above all, probably my favorite part of the film. Star-Lord's character and his arc was fantastic. I enjoyed Drax and him staying steady throughout the full film, especially with as many character arcs as there were. Having somebody steady and consistent like Drax was a good decision, I think, by Marvel and James Gunn. And I did enjoy Baby Groot. I thoroughly did. So those are my 2 cents.
Oh, that was a nice little 10-page essay. I liked that.
That was 2 cents. Sorry, that was 2 cents. 2 cents. So
sorry, I had to Matthew Kearns that.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fired.
Wesley.
But well, not entirely wrong. But you know what, Case? Give us some positives.
Look, I'm on record that I do like the movie. There are a shit ton of issues, but the positives definitely outweigh the negatives because the characters are fucking great. They build upon every single character. Star-Lord is so much more layered now after this movie. There's a lot more to him. Chris Pratt was awesome in the role as he was in the first one, and it was awesome to see that. Gamora is so much better in this movie, and look, it might be my bias towards green aliens, of course, but still, Gamora is great. Zoe Saldana in the role is great, and I actually love the relation between Nebula and Gamora in this movie, and I don't care what anyone says, I think that worked well, even though Karen Gillan was probably the weakest performance out of all of them. Baby Groot, didn't care for it, but whatever. Drax was awesome. I mean, there was a lot of comedic. He has a lot of comedic chops, Dave Bautista. The only issue was he's Drax the Destroyer, and the only thing he does in this movie is crack jokes. Maybe not the best thing. He should have had more action sequences, but still, he was really funny. And I thought also it was kind of touching to have his relation with Mantis or something.
Mantis,
Yeah, that was
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And who am I forgetting? Oh, wait. Rocket, of course, was really cool. Yondu was great. I did not know Michael Rooker was as good as he was in this movie. And probably the best about that, which is definitely why I like this movie more than I should. This is the first Marvel Cinematic Universe movie that kills off a main character that I actually gave a shit about. So that is major props. Like, we can finally, after 15 fucking movies, kill off someone that actually impacts
Oh my God.
the rest of the
Guys,
story.
this
it's
just
like,
in.
finally.
Yondu is in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Oh,
You imagine?
Seriously, I'm
if they did
gonna stop watching Marvel movies the moment that gets announced, because that will be
God.
just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, that was something that I'm like, oh my God, Marvel can finally kill off a main character. It's something. So that's something. Kurt Russell, good performance. Didn't like the villain. And I did one thing I do want to say. Really did like the production design, the set design, and the world building of everything, because they did give new worlds to this universe. Even look, say what you will about the Gold People, the set design, everything about that
my
was great.
God,
Oh, yeah, it was
yes.
great.
So
I love the arcade sounds and everything. when it comes to
exactly,
ships.
like
That's great.
like the arcade. That was awesome. It was really fun.
That man is playing Galaga.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really cool. And that is why I like the movie more, despite all the flaws.
Okay, so it's funny that you bring that up. I think the Gold People were necessary to a point because it introduced a new culture into Guardians, into this
Yeah.
massive world that there is in Guardians. And
Yeah.
I think introducing the Gold People just gives another perspective on this big giant galaxy that they have.
Mhm. I think they're going to be revisiting. Maybe they won't be like villains, but I think they are leaving that up to. I feel like that world might be revisited later down the line.
Maybe, and hopefully they'll learn a lesson about being conceited douchebags. But Jacob,
Okay,
is there a light in this darkness of what?
definitely.
Okay.
Easily. Look, okay. I think the film was absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is the best looking Marvel film has ever been. Like, just the red camera that they used brought out colors that I've never seen in a Marvel movie, and I thought that was just fantastic. It looked absolutely gorgeous. I'm so excited for them to start using this camera again. And hopefully they can, and what the one thing I did like about this one was it seemed very much like a sign of things to come in the future of Marvel from a technical point of view. Now that because this is really the first big major film that they've done where Perlmutter was not involved. So because of that, I think you're going to start getting a lot of you're going to start seeing a lot more of this. Hey, the visuals are fantastic. The score is going to be really good, because you're going to start the across the board standardizing. I don't think is going to be there anymore. Now, with that obviously comes hang-ups, because you're going to have directors having more control, and if they do have more control, you can sometimes get, all right, this guy has a bit too much control and it's not quite a good film. So I'll be interested to see what happens there. I thought Drax was funny at points. I didn't love Drax. From a technical point of view, I love this movie. I thought technically this movie looks beautiful and has a lot of really great elements. It's just from an emotional and from the actual movie, what I was actually watching, I didn't enjoy it. This is I'm gonna cop shit for saying this, but this to me reminds me of Sucker Punch.
Oh,
Where
fair enough.
Where if you just turn the sound off, that is a visually gorgeous movie to watch. And to me, this
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, and that's to me is Guardians of the Galaxy. Turn the sound off, and this movie is absolutely fantastic. Turn the sound on, and it has troubles. So
yep.
I see what you're saying. Quick Oscar thing. This movie is getting nominated for best visual effects. I don't see a world where this movie is not.
I doubt it. There was really
the reason why
moments.
Okay. I don't think so because you have War for the Planet of the Apes coming
Yeah.
out, which will
Too
be
much
nominated.
competition.
Last
You've
Jedi.
got Last Jedi coming out, which will. You've got Thor Ragnarok, which looking like it will more than this.
Spider-Man
Spider-
Homecoming even.
Spider-Man, Transformers. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
competition this year.
Yeah,
So
too much.
and
That's
the fact that it's May.
Yeah.
Also, you're
That
gonna
really-
find Dunkirk will be. I think Dunkirk is going to be a massive Oscars movie this year. So
And by the way, don't
Yeah.
forget Alien Covenant, because I've heard that movie looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I've heard a lot like Prometheus. It's a gorgeous looking movie.
Exactly.
So yeah, a lot of
Okay.
competition. Sadly.
So, yeah, no, that's now okay.
That's probably
because
the most
I-
civil conversation I've had about that movie since it came out.
Yeah, true.
I have
True.
not had.
Yeah. So, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna do let's do a final grade across the board, and I'll actually write our scores down, and I'll do
Out
a
of 10.
Out of 10. Yep. Out of
Okay.
10. And we'll do a collective take 3 score for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now I just gotta remember, where the fuck did I put my pen?
I have a
Can,
Okay,
while
okay.
you're doing that, can I just say
All right, sweet.
this has one of the funniest like lines in any Marvel movie, which is, I can just imagine you waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror, and go, "Taserface, that's a good name."
By the way, I think the most entertained throughout the entire movie was the moment that Yondu sends his arrow throughout the entire Ravager ship.
Oh,
That-
Which is
That
when
was
they should have
awesome.
played Dream
That
on
was
by
awesome.
Aerosmith. They did that. I would have went bonkers.
they probably couldn't get the rights to it. That's
Which
Aerosmith
is
is
really
very
sad
expensive.
because it did come out in 73, so it would have fit the
It
time
would have
period.
fit, but it's Aerosmith is very expensive.
Well, actually, no,
Anyway.
they did have it right at Disney.
Not true.
Anyway,
All right,
Anyway.
Jacob.
look, I'm giving it. I gotta go 5. It's a 5
He
out of
went
10.
up.
So
Alright.
look, okay. I saw it a second time. I didn't hate it as much, but I'm still it still annoys me a lot. So I'm gonna go a 5. Very, 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 very middle of the road. It's not a positive, but it's middle of the road.
Okay, Evan.
7.5.
All right, Kearns.
8.
I am also going 8.
Wow. All right. And I am a 7 myself for Guardians 2. We are a 5-person panel, which collective grade 7.1. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
So, yeah.
Good.
All right. It's good.
Can I hang on
Okay.
real quick?
Yeah.
Is this the first movies this year that we've all seen other than Logan?
Lego Batman?
No, I haven't
Uh,
seen it.
Lego. I think it is.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Who
Oh,
are
wow.
we? Actually, you know what? I think I've
By
seen
the
the
way,
most
by the way,
2017 movies out of any of
guys.
us.
Guys, Logan, Guardians, we're Marvel fanboys. We have to be.
Yes.
Guys, I just had a realization. I think I've seen the most 2017 movies out of any of us.
Probably.
Yeah,
Uh,
lucky.
mm,
Oh,
No,
good for
if I-
you.
Look, if I still had my card, I would be the one. But
if movies actually came out in Australia, I would be the one, but they don't
If I
apparently.
didn't
so
have school and a bunch of work to do, I probably could have seen a lot more. movies.
it's pretty close between you and me, Evan. But yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well,
Whoa! Evan's done something right.
that's a first.
I don't know what, but sure.
would you like a cookie, Evan?
No,
All
you
right.
don't
Use your sticker on your forehead, you little shit.
Yeah, have fun reaching across the Atlantic there, Case. But yeah, so I'll be honest, that was actually a pretty nice discussion, and I think it was a great way to sort of wind down the show. But now we're gonna come to Kearns. I want to talk with you for a second, bro.
Sure.
Oh boy, here we go.
So you finally have come back to the Fan Movie Trivia Schmodown. You know, to quote one of our dearest friends of the show, a guy who we all love in the fan league.
No.
Finally,
No.
Matt Kearns has
no.
come back to the Schmodown. Sorry,
My
okay,
ears hurt.
right? But Kearns, seriously, you're back. You're up against a guy who actually had an okay first match.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about the potential sophomore slump?
He should be.
Yeah, that feels good coming from a guy who's 1-3 right now. Yeah, I should be scared of a match. I mean, yeah, sure, of course I am, because I just don't want to screw up and look stupid. I mean, hey, listen, if Tim beats me, that's fine. Then Tim's a better competitor, or he got the better role. I'm totally okay with that. But I'm just gonna go in there. I'm gonna just play my heart out. I'm just gonna, answer whatever questions I can. I'm gonna try to not think myself out of the answer. Hey, whatever happens, happens. As one of my favorite films ends with, "The dude abides."
Do the bides.
Dude
Nice.
abides.
Nice. And Case, I just realized something. We never really did talk to you about how
Yeah.
good did it feel when you beat Day and also tied the record for most points scored in a match. We never did actually talk to you on air about that.
Should have had a whole second half about that match. Oh my lord.
Right? So that was a fucking fantastic match.
Had me stressed out.
Yeah, you stressed out.
Yeah,
Bro.
What?
No, I felt.
Hey, can I just say it made me feel good that it all came down to an Escape from New York question?
Oh God.
Felt pretty good. I mean, I knew that Matt was going to write Escape from New York questions, so purposely for that, I watched the movie the day of my Schmodown, because I was like, yeah, Matt is going to put a question in there, no doubt. So of course, and that helped me eventually. Look, I proved that I don't need Star Wars to win a match. I know my movies other than Star Wars and Harry Potter. I didn't have a single Harry Potter or Star Wars question, and I still won the match and tied the points record.
Oh man, that's right.
So look, I'm 3-1 right now. I showed that I'm a good competitor for the league, for the tournament coming up, and I got the points record. I mean, yes, Jono did it in a little bit less rounds than I did, but I still managed to get there, which is good. So look out for me in the tournament, because I'm the number 3 ranked competitor right now.
Hey, we have a higher ranks competitor in this live stream right now. Somebody who I think is a better competitor, not Chris Doman, Jacob London. You have a championship coming up. Holy crap!
To be fair, I think we've kind of talked this one up a bit at the moment.
We have talked one up a bit and no response. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen when Jono finally, fucking gets back to us and actually, can say something, preferably. Video.
Look, I think
mouth of a.
I think Jono's just scared. I think he's just he's scared. He knows that I could beat him. So I guess you just need to come out and prove me wrong, Jono. So come on, where are you, mate?
Get on it.
Yeah, as Kees would say. Get on it.
Oh, wait for it. Here comes Jono's hype man, because Jono can't talk for himself.
No,
we're not.
That was to
letting
more
a
throw shade at
6-year-old,
Jono.
No.
That was to throw shade at Jono, because Jono, you're the champ.
Kearns, shut up.
What? I'm talking. Jono should be talking down Jacob here.
Yeah, I know, but I know the joke you're going for. We've been there. We've gone over it. We're done. And speaking of, we're done.
Oh yeah,
guys. Thanks for watching this episode of the Take Two podcast with us. We really appreciate it. And before and obviously we're gonna plug ourselves away here. Kees, where can the good kids find you?
On Twitter guy, YouTube, the Dutch movie guy. Don't do a lot on it, but you can follow me anyway if you want to. And as usual, Monday Between the Zones goes up at 12 Eastern. Look after that.
All right, Matthew Kearns.
I'll
luck.
first start off.
Good luck, dude.
What?
Seriously.
Oh yeah, thank you. I'll first start off by apologizing to Evan, Jono. Bad joke, bad timing. Little nostalgic joke there. Yeah, you guys can follow me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter, my YouTube channel, MattMovie611. And tomorrow, new episode of the Movie Fandom Show goes up. I got Jacob. We're talking Goodwill Hunting.
It's not your fault.
It's a long one. Evan, if you would have waited 5 seconds, that joke could have worked because I was going to say it's going to be a long one, but it's not your fault.
How about them apples?
No.
Anyway, so Evan, I take it that's you accepting his apology?
No, not yet. I'll have to wait a little bit.
Okay.
My jokes have been really off today, but that's okay. Yeah, you guys can find me writing for schmozno.com. I had to take a bit of hiatus because my AP Lane exam might not count anymore, an exam that I've been preparing for 2 years. BuzzFeed had a report about it, and now they might not count it anymore. How freaking idiot is the news sometimes? God! Sorry. I'm really frustrated about that. You guys can find me on schmozno.com writing articles about movies.
All right, Jacob.
You guys can find me here on Take 3 tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully watching Inception. Hopefully I will be there on time. But other than that, you can just find me on Facebook and Twitter at Jacob London. I post stupid movie reviews. Tonight I'm finally, after 3 days of having to wait, seeing Alien Covenant. So I might have a review of that later tomorrow, hopefully on this channel. If not, it'll be sometime next week. Before you guys in the States get it though. So
Yep. Okay.
Lucky you. All right.
Don't worry. Hey, next weekend next weekend I get to see John Wick 2 for the first time. So
Which I think is still the best movie of the year. Yeah. I'm on record saying that.
Okay.
All right.
And as always, you guys can follow us here at Take 3 Productions on Twitter at FanSchmodown. Look out for Kearns versus Tim Smith. It'll be up in a couple days. And as always, you guys can find me on Twitter at my band Last Shot Redemption at LSARBandMN. Guys, thanks for watching. We hope you had fun. We'll see you next time. Take care.